Pantheon AI presents Alphabet hits $3 trillion market cap, Musk's $1 billion Tesla buy, Google's Gemini beats ChatGPT. Welcome to the PAI Morning Briefing. I'm John, and with me is Sarah. Today is September 15th, 2025.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're feeling as energized as the markets today because, John, we have a asterisk lot to cover.
We certainly do. Let's jump right in with the market overview. It was a bit of a mixed picture. The S&P 500 closed up slightly, around 0.12% at 6611.
Okay, so holding steady. What about the Dow?
The Dow saw a marginal dip, down about 0.06%. But the Nasdaq, on the other hand, posted a modest gain of 0.33%, and even the Russell 2000 was up a little. So pretty flat overall, but with tech showing a bit more life.
Interesting. So traditional markets are treading water. But what's the story in the crypto world? I heard things were a little more dramatic there.
Right. It was a bit of a laggard for the day. Bitcoin traded down about 0.7% to around 114,000. And Ethereum had an even tougher time, dropping nearly 2.8%.
Oof. So while equities are holding steady, it seems like the digital currency sphere is going through, a cautious recalibration?
That's a perfect way to put it, Sarah. It's a market full of nuance right now. You have resilience in some places and clear headwinds in others. And that brings us to our first major headline, which is a huge one for the tech sector.
I think I know where you're going with this. Is it Alphabet?
You got it. Alphabet has officially become the fourth company to reach a market cap of $3 trillion.
3 trillion! That number is just staggering. It puts them right up there with the absolute titans of the global economy. The text mentioned a favorable ruling helped push them over the line?
Exactly. A recent ruling injected hundreds of billions in value. It's a huge milestone that really solidifies their dominance and seems to be pulling more investors toward the perceived stability of these mega-cap tech stocks.
Okay, so that's the big tech optimism story, but you mentioned headwinds. I'm guessing that takes us over to the bond market and the 10-year Treasury yield.
You're connecting the dots perfectly. Yes, the 10-year yield has bounced back above 4%, and this is creating a real tug-of-war in the $29 trillion Treasury market.
A tug-of-war? What are the two sides pulling on?
Well, on one side, you have a camp worried that cracks in the labor market will force the Fed to ease up and cut rates significantly. On the other side, you have participants who are anxious that the fight against inflation isn't over and the Fed will have to stay tight.
So the market can't decide if it's more scared of a recession or of inflation. That tension has got to be making a lot of investors nervous. It feels like that could ripple out everywhere.
It absolutely could. But while the bond market is stressing, we've got some major confidence being shown over in the auto sector. Tesla's stock is climbing.
Oh, this is the Elon Musk story, right? A $1 billion vote of confidence?
That's the one. He made his first open market purchase of Tesla shares since 2020, $1 billion of his own money. It's a powerful signal from leadership, especially after the stock has been underperforming a bit.
Wow, you don't see that every day. Putting that much personal capital on the line sends a very clear message. And speaking of tech leaders making moves, what's this about Google's Gemini and something called the Nano Banana frenzy?
Ah, yes, the Nano Banana. It sounds funny, but it's serious business. Google's AI, Gemini, now tops the App Store, and its new Nano Banana image editing feature has gone viral. It's sparking a real conversation about whether ChatGPT's reign might finally have some stiff competition.
So the AI wars are heating up. It really does feel like the pace of development is just accelerating. You know, it reminds me of those stories about the early days of the internet boom, but on a whole new level.
It's a great comparison. So let's just quickly recap how these four huge stories paint the picture. First, Alphabet hitting $3 trillion is a statement about the enduring power of big tech.
Right, but then, second, you have the bond market story with the Treasury yield, which is like the major warning sign flashing in the background, creating this deep uncertainty.
Exactly. And third, you have the Tesla story, where Elon Musk's billion-dollar move is a fascinating injection of pure personal confidence into his own company.
And finally, the Gemini story shows that the innovation engine is still roaring, which could completely reshape the competitive landscape in AI. It's like the market has this split personality,
I was just thinking that. It's like a financial version of a multi-course dinner where each course is a complete surprise. One minute you're talking about a $3 trillion valuation. The next you're talking about Nano Banana.
I love that analogy. It's equal parts stern analyst and playful trickster. You have to have a sense of humor about it, I think. So looking at the big picture, what does this mean for investors?
Well, from a sector view, technology is obviously the dominant theme. But the Treasury story shows you can't ignore finance. And Tesla keeps the energy and automotive sectors front and center.
And globally, those rising U.S. Treasury yields could really impact emerging markets, right? It's all so interconnected.
Absolutely. What happens in Silicon Valley and on Wall Street ripples across the globe. So before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with a few key questions to think about.
Let's hear them.
First, how might rapid AI advancements, like with Gemini, disrupt traditional business models? Second, with rising yields, what balancing strategies should investors consider to hedge risk? And finally, what do bold moves like Musk's mean for the future of risk-taking in high-growth sectors?
Those are fantastic questions to chew on. It's been a pleasure breaking this all down with you today, John. At Pantheon AI, we really do want to be your information co-pilot, navigating these complex currents together.
And we love hearing from you, so please share your thoughts and join the conversation.
Remember, learning shouldn't feel like a full-time job. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay informed, stay curious, and we'll catch you on the next episode tomorrow. Pantheon AI, your information co-pilot.
Because learning shouldn't feel like a full-time job. Take care and see you next time.